So, guys, this is like double two for the podcast that we prepare about Athens. So, we're here, two expats from Northern Europe living in Athens, and we want to share our experiences and knowledge about Central Athens and mostly Victoria Square, where my friend is living right now. So, since this is the second video, we will try to.
It's better. It's better. This one is better. So the last one is shit. This one is fucking amazing. So watch it.
The last one has no voice, so like the trial with the mic failed. So let's hope that this time the sound is better.
Yeah.
So we are filming in Katopatissia right now, but we will talk more about Victoria Square.
Yeah.
And impressions on Victoria Square, because Victoria Square has like a grand reputation in Greece, and we want to try to give some insights from the locals.
Yeah.
So
I'm the scary guy in Victoria, by the way, if you wondered. So
you're going out there and like scaring the Greek people to run away and never come back.
Scared an old lady in my building even. So
you scared the old lady.
Yeah, she was shouting and screaming at me for several times, and finally I had to stand up for myself, and I scared her, and now she's nice.
You put the poker face, the mafia guy.
Yeah.
It's like great. So she's not like shouting anymore.
No, she's scared of me now, so it's good.
Okay, fantastic. So we want to show or like publicly speak about Victoria Square, because I, as a property investor and like as a property developer, I always buy and I advise other investors to invest in Victoria Square and anything around it. And I constantly try to break the stereotype about Victoria being a bad region.
So I actually, before I went to Greece, I did some math. So I was looking, I could travel all over Europe.
Yes.
And then I was looking at the numbers for living cost and rental cost in all of Europe. And Eastern Europe is a little bit cheaper. So I would get a little bit more value in, for instance, Bulgaria. But then I would say, okay, where it's nice to live and cheap. And I had two options. It was either Portugal or Greece at the end. Greece is 8% cheaper than Portugal, and it has better beaches. It's closer to Turkey, which is a country I love. I've lived there before in Izmir, Karşıyaka. So I landed on Greece, and then it was just Greece in total, and I rented an Airbnb in Grammatico for 1.5 months outside Athens, like 1 hour 10 minutes.
Okay.
And for the winter time, I decided that Athens would be a cool place to live. So then I posted on some Facebook groups, and I found a central apartment in Victoria. It's 500 euros a month, which is really cheap. Then I got a 75-meter square apartment with high standards, because Victoria was a really rich area in Athens like 30 years ago. So the apartments and buildings that have been built there are actually of high quality.
Yeah, they have high ceilings, big living rooms, big,
nice floors,
bedrooms, marble floors. Yes, amazing.
Yeah, and it's for me super central. I don't want to have a car, and it's super central. It's like 2 stops to Monastraki, so you get everywhere really, really fast. And for me, that's advantage, and it's really positive. If you are renting the same things in Oslo, you would pay more than 2,000 euros for the same thing. So like value for money, it's pretty amazing. And you have very close to, for instance, the meat market in Ammonia, where you can buy very cheap meat of high quality and super fresh, and also the fish market. They even have lobsters there for like 38 euros, and like king prawns for 10 euros a kilo. So you can find like really quality stuff, and I think have a really quality life without spending too much on your rent.
Yeah. And Victoria Square, in instance, is like 1.5 kilometers away from Acropolis. And Acropolis is a reference point, is like Eiffel Tower in Paris. So when you go to a new city and you don't know the streets and you get lost, then Acropolis is like a reference point
Yeah.
where you can, see from different regions and just walk towards. So Victoria Square is like around 1.5 kilometers away from Acropolis. It's like 20 minutes walk, yes?
No, it's around 40 minutes walk.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, very good to know. And you have 2 metro stops to Monastiraki, which is the old town, and
the center of the center.
This the old center of the city. And then you have 1 stop to geographic center, which is Omonia. But Omonia is more of like an industrial and commercial region. It doesn't have much residential, residential apartments there. Where Victoria is quite residential, but it has some reputation about the region. So it has two stereotypes that Greek people talk about, and normally 2 things that potentially might qualify Victoria as a bad area. So one is the square and the refugees placing camps in the square, which
that's gone. It was last summer, but there are very few refugees now. It's about usually the same people. It's foreigners, yeah, but it's not like crowded with refugees anymore. But for the business owner, that was actually good. They were selling a shit ton of stuff at Victoria Square when it was crowded with the people from Afghanistan.
But I still think that the community spread it around the Victoria Square, so there are lots of shops with like community products, like Middle Eastern products or Eastern European products. If you see, there is small independent shops with like pita and hummus and all these like Middle Eastern products that they can go and buy it from there. So all these refugees, they
5 Afghan restaurants.
Okay, with super delicious food, and one of it
it's cheap and big plates. It's not super, it's okay, but you got really full for like 4 or 5 euros.
Oh, fantastic. And you were talking that there is one with a security guard outside.
Yeah, it's my neighbor. So I have a Afghan restaurant right outside my door, and that's in Felice and Chaden, so the cross point there. And it's a German Shepherd that is really scary. So he's actually a scare dog, and every time he gets scared, he will attack you. So if some people are drunk or going with an umbrella or something that makes noise or anything, he's like, and he's done it like 2 or 3 times to me. One time I cooked shark at home, and it was the most disgusting food I ever had. But I know that I can serve this to a dog. And I was coming with like a 700 grams shark piece in my hand. And then he got scared and he was going to attack me. And I found out later on that he only chews like really soft meat. So I give him like small dog bones, but I actually have to break them really small, and he's so gentle because I don't think he knows how to chew. He only gets food from the restaurant.
So he's like a security dog that is feisty because he has food from the restaurant probably, but
and he's protecting the restaurant.
Interesting inside in Victoria Square,
But they only put it out after dark, so if you go there in the daytime, it's totally safe and no dogs will attack you.
Okay, so if you see dogs, just walk around it. So you don't get into
the other side of the street, and you're good.
But I heard about the reputation, and everyone says about Felice Street. So for those who don't know what Felice Street is, a street parallel with Patissone Avenue, which is famous for having like brothels.
Yeah.
It's like Red District light in Amsterdam.
Yeah. But you don't see the women, so you actually have to walk inside to take a look at the women or the males or whatever you're into.
I didn't know about
like in a red light district, you can walk in the street and you can see them first. But here you actually have to go inside to take a look. So I've never seen the prostitutes. In my apartment, I thought first it was a female like brothel.
Yeah.
But I heard reputation it was for a homosexual. But now impossible. Does that even exist? But then I was thinking, I lived here 6 months and I've never actually seen a female go in that door.
Oh, this is strange.
It's
we have to put like cameras to check like 24/7.
Not popular.
There. Oh, what is happening there? We also discussed that he can easily rent his balcony for whoever is interested to rent it for
extortion.
paparazzi.
Yeah, extortion business. Taking pictures of guy going into the homosexual brothel and saying, "I'll send it to your wife if you don't pay."
We don't want to be involved in any illegal
Easily cover your rent.
covering your rent. Oh my God, you have such a naughty brain. No wonder you live on Philly's Street,
Yeah.
so you're learning. So, is Philly's Street dangerous, in your opinion?
Not in the daytime, for sure. And at the afternoon, I would say no. I see.
So you live there for the last 6 months, and you kind of enjoyed it because it's very central located. It's good money for value. Have a wonderful apartment there, which is fully furnished, like a perfect price and stuff like that. So would you? When your tenancy agreement finishes, would you consider to extend and live there, or just move out to like a
I'll
better
probably
area?
extend no matter what, because the prices will go up, and I've looked at the Facebook groups and I have not seen a better deal than the apartment I'm renting now. Even after living there for 6 months and looking at other offers, I still think it's a really, really good deal. So if I move out, I'll probably do like some Airbnb stuff, and then maybe, I have an option of just going there whenever it's free, if I move to a new one.
And like, do you feel comfortable in that area as
Yeah.
a Northern European expat living in Athens in Victoria Square?
Yeah, I feel 100% comfortable and 100% safe. Yeah.
So like the most preferred area for you to go walk and have drinks and restaurants is Eksarchea?
Yeah, I think so.
Tell us a little bit about Eksarchea.
Yeah, Eksarchea also has kind of a bad reputation from before, but if every person I've asked that have lived there, I said it's super nice and they really love it. Like for instance in Victoria, it's nothing cool with Victoria. It's not hipster, and because it's poverty. So you see people don't have nice clothes and they don't go to cool places. I'm probably the only one.
Okay.
So I won't say it's anything cool about Victoria. It's a nice place to live, yeah, but it's nothing cool. But Eksarchea is cool. So it was like an anarchist area. 12 years ago, anarchists were in fight with police, and they were like throwing Molotov cocktails, and it was like full war. But now it's safe. Police has re-entered, so they are protecting the subway or the metro where they're building, and it's like armed police somewhere, but they're not bothering anybody, and they're just being lazy fucks, smoking their cigarettes and not doing anything.
Yeah, but it's good to it's like for psychological reasons, it's good to see them around because you know that they keep you safe and your car will not get bombed.
Well, actually, like in Victoria, I would feel that the gangs are even making the areas more safer than the police are, but the police aren't really present in Victoria, and the same. The police are not welcome in Eksarchea, 100%. The people don't want police there. They don't like that it's a lot of people with guns there.
They don't like control. They don't like pressure and control. So it's like a free zone.
Yeah, and it's some examples of police trying to plant something on some people and taking them into jail or whatever. So like the police are provoking. That's what they feel. But it's also like super cool because in Eksarchea you have so many like good level restaurants, and I have a wine shop, and I have I think 25 barrels of wine, and you can just buy it on tap, and they tap it onto a plastic bottle, and you got like barrel-aged orange wine for €7, for instance. Like
so you can Eksarchea is mostly like some sort of like cultural hub because it has lots of activists and social activists and artists and students and all this people
and I would
against
say
the government.
Hipster too, right?
Yes, hipsters and hippies and artists and all type of like a blend of like different type of spices.
And you see like how you know it's 100% safe. There is you see mothers with their babies walking in the street, and older ladies. You see everyone.
Okay, interesting.
Like if you go to say Felice at night, you will see mainly males.
Yes, walking in the shops
and usually
with the
not
lights
alone.
out.
Yeah, and usually they're not even going alone there.
Okay.
But if you go to Eksarchea, it's 100% safe no matter where you go. It feels like more or less. Only problem there for the local people is the police.
Well, we don't mind the police. We have no illegal activities happening. So we like police because they keep us safe.
Yeah.
And as you say, there is no police in Victoria Square.
It's very seldomly police there.
Okay. But you have an idea that there is some sort of like gangsters controlling the area in order to keep it safe, and, keep the brothels on working and things like that. So you find Victoria Square a safe place?
Yeah, I would say it's even a low crime rate in Victoria.
Yeah, I would agree with that, because I believe that because of the activities on Philly Street, the business needs to be run fast, so they don't want any inconveniences or like any kind of trouble on the street.
I had one robbery one time, and that was when I was outside the Afghan restaurant with my dog friend, and I just went to the store and I bought Fanta and some chips. Put down the bag, went down, pet the dog. Hey boy, how are you doing, right? And he's trying to kill everybody else, but he loves me. And when I turned back, the bag was gone.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like some sort of like knife or intimidation or anything like that. Just somebody stolen the bag with the chips.
Yeah, and then the neighbor, one of my neighbors that has a shop there, he said they went that way.
Oh, okay. So like somebody, they guide you where it is. Tell me.
I went running after them.
Oh, bravo. Did you get it back?
No, I didn't find them. But they went down to Achanon, the street, and I was thinking, because I had a mohawk at the time also, and I think I had a hoodie, and I was saying, I'm going to scare the shit out of them for a Fanta and a chips. And where's my chips?
Motherfucker.
Yeah, they would piss their pants.
Yeah,
if it was one guy and it's coming and like a big Viking. Yeah. Where the fuck is my chips?
Okay, so you said about this incident that somebody like stolen a bike, and then like 3 days later the bike was back.
Yeah.
So
that was a mafia controlled street, and a friend of mine has a motorbike, and it got stolen one time, and just a few days later it was returned to the exact same place as it was stolen from.
Okay, so it's because any illegal activities that are happening in Victoria, they kind of supervise so that they make sure that there is no illegal activities and everything is safe.
It's bad for business. So if you park your car outside a brothel and somebody does something to your car, you don't want to go back to that area, right?
Yeah, and you probably call the police, and then police start to investigate what's happening around and probably arrest all these illegal activities that they are doing.
When did I see a police car lost in Felice? I think like at nighttime. I think probably November. So it's not much police. And what was fun then was like lots of people or gangs at night said 1 or 2 o'clock, because I see that from my balcony, right?
Okay, the balcony is the best spot probably in Victoria.
Yeah.
Supervising the street, yeah.
And then I see suddenly like it's no people there. Like everybody disappears. And then a police car is coming.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, and it's only a police car and no people in the whole street. Then 3 minutes later, when the car is gone, everybody comes back and they're walking around again.
This is such an interesting one. So you see, Victoria area can bring you some sort of like adventure. You can see what's happening. There are like funny things happening. There is like drug dealers in this one drug dealer in the square.
Good quality.
Good quality.
Yeah.
It's completely safe day and night. There was some incidents that you observed, but like incident where the bike was stolen, it been returned back, and also the one incident where somebody was like
beaten up, but it wasn't a bad beating. It was a decent beating.
Okay, well, I don't know how to differentiate the good and the bad. It's still
he could walk away afterwards.
Okay,
easily.
But did you have the impression that it's like just a stranger beating another stranger, or there just was like some kids that they have a misunderstanding?
Probably some beef with some people at the same age, but it was one guy alone and it was against 4 guys.
So it wasn't like you will walk on the street as a foreigner.
It was not
somebody will randomly attack you.
No, it was not a robbery or anything. It was just someone that they probably didn't like.
All right. So you, from your words as a local in Victoria area, you will keep your tenancy, so you will extend your tenancy, even though that the stereotype says that it's not a good area and it's not like super.
It's bang for buck.
Okay. And you find it quite safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only recommendation for you is to avoid Phyllis Street during the night.
And the only thing also is like for Greek girls, many of them, it's like a no-go area.
Yeah.
So that means that it's more difficult for me to be a playboy and like fuck everyone because they actually don't want to come to my house. So that's like one of the things.
Of disadvantage of
yeah, it's a little bit of disadvantage, but it's all right. And whenever I have guests, usually I would go and greet them at the metro because it's the first time they come to Victoria and it's like cannibals and they will all kill me or whatever, right?
Oh, really?
No, maybe they're scared because of the reputation of Victoria. So then I would always just go meet them at the subway and walk them to my apartment. It's just a 100-meter walk and I can do that.
Okay, interesting. So that's the two disadvantages of living in Victoria as a Northern European, let's say, as a expat. But
less pussy.
People don't need to know. Come on.
No, not necessarily, but some people are scared of
going
going
there. To Victoria Square, so he can't play magic. He needs to rent an Airbnb for that and pretend that he lives in. Can you pretend you live in Eksarchea?
Yeah, I can pretend, but I don't. So I'm playing hard to get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Girls, this cutie lives in Victoria Square. You can find him there. Yeah. It's a safe area. Don't go there. Don't go on Phyllis Street at night, but any other street are safe.
Athens, I think maybe also has a bad reputation, right?
Does it? I don't know. Athens Street. Yeah. No, it's quite safe, Athens. I walked there during the night. It's safe. It has shops and it's a very vibrant area. It has lots of restaurants and shops and things like that. It's dynamic and very light.
I haven't gone there at night, only at daytime. So I work out in Eksarchea. That's my gym. It's like a real hood gym and it's nice. It's like they have all the weights you need, nothing more, nothing fancy. But it's really good. And another advantage of working out in Eksarchea is like I know all the big guys in the area.
Okay. What do you think about Eksarchea as a region?
It's about the same as Victoria, I would say. They also have a metro like we do, and I think maybe slightly change of people, maybe a little bit different, maybe a little bit less Afghans.
Yes.
But I would say it's about the same. Same with Ameriki Square.
Same dynamics as Victoria. Yeah. Same dynamics as Ameriki Square. So you go there because you have your gym there.
Yeah.
Do you feel safe in that area?
Yeah.
And do you feel welcomed?
Yeah, I think the people that I meet at the gym are great guys. Seriously, and no, I think it's great.
And what type of nationalities do you meet at the gym? Like what nationality? Because you interact, I suspect.
Of course, I love to talk.
Yeah. So what type of mixed culture?
Germans and Greeks are the ones I met so far. Okay. Pretty new. They're just been there 2 weeks.
Okay, interesting. And do they live in the region?
Yeah. It's like a hood gym. So the reason you go there is because it's close. Mm-hmm. It's not like you want to travel for 1 hour for a hood gym. But,
yes, exactly. All right, thank you very much. This is like very good information, inside information from Victoria Square.
Yeah.
As an expat.
Yeah, and I don't want to like make it nicer than it is, but if you look at the numbers, then I think it's pretty great there.
Yeah, well, it's good to know, and that's good information for